Do you want a chance to win £30,000? There's going to be a treasure hunt skill game based in the Decentraland metaverse on the 2nd to the 4th of May. There'll be 3 grand prizes of $10,000 each on the 2nd, the 3rd and the 4th of May, which will be in Decentraland Mana, which is their token. This mana can be converted into USDT. So if you don't get it on the first day of the treasure hunt, you can have the chance to win $10,000 on the next day of the treasure hunt. There'll also be an exclusive NFT that you can find in the treasure hunt, which will allow you to get an extra 1% APY for 3 months on any coin that you're staking with you, hodler. And for all of the participants, you get free merch, which will be used in the Decentraland game. Look, if it sounds exciting, make sure you check the link down below in the description box, which will have all the rules and instructions on how you can participate in the treasure hunt in the metaverse. Even if you're not invested, make sure you check out hodler, which will allow you to get 90% loan to value on your crypto collateral. Keep it crypto and get cash for your own needs. No discrimination, no credit check, straight to the point. Everything will be linked down below, so check it out. Now, let's get on with the video.
I feel like people growing up, right?
Yeah.
In the household specifically as well,
Yeah.
when it comes to credit now,
Yeah.
the way they're taught or the way it's been spoken about is like, it's bad, don't use it, it'll ruin your life. What do you think of that statement and how some parents are just bringing it down to their children?
You know, it is, isn't it? There's two types of credit. There's good credit and bad credit at the end of the day, right? And, you know, just how it's utilized. The majority of people that say red-tete about credit, don't use it and whatnot, I think they've just used it in a bad way. So in terms of they've gone to get stuff out they can afford, they've gone to get liabilities that are assets, and they've just gone to dig a hole deeper than they already are in, okay? Which is understandable. As a parent, you don't want your child or whatever to go through, you know, that as a parent, you're supposed to be your child's mentor, right? So you don't want them to go through whatever you've gone through negatively in it. So that's why probably they are really so, like not really on with it in terms of the credit stuff, because they've used it in a negative light. But in reality, as I said then before, there's two things. There's good credit and there's bad credit in it. So it just depends on how they've used it. And yeah.
Yeah, and talking of good credit and bad credit, let's name someone. So, for like bad credit, online you'll see people say cars are bad credit, but let's actually talk about that, because what I feel like some people don't understand is, in my opinion, like I said, you know, cars are depreciating assets, and I just see it as like, if you buy a brand new car straight away, automatically when you drive it off the lot, you know, the price, you've already lost money because the car manufacturers or the car dealerships the car manufacturers sold it at a lower price to the car dealership have increased the price to make their profit.
Of course.
So you would never sell it for that price. That's just the car dealership price. So you've already lost money straight away. Whereas if one was to finance a new car, and this is new cars we're talking about, you can lose money over time. You're depreciating. I mean, you're financing and depreciating. So over time, you're paying monthly and you're losing money slowly, and you can have options and you have cash flow and whatnot. But one thing someone mentioned to me on Snap today was that the used car market is actually going up.
It's booming still.
Talk to me about your experience with the used car market, and then also with credit and your situation.
Okay, so used car market right now, obviously, price has gone up in it because obviously parts and components have gone more expensive after COVID or whatever. Even in terms of, obviously, see, I think it was in Taiwan or whatever, they couldn't produce the chips that was needed for the motherboards, just the whole circuit for the vehicles, right? And obviously, hence why the price goes up in it, which is fair enough, cool, whatever. So, price gone up for the used car, right? And let's say, like, before the pandemic, right? Let's say we bought a car on finance, right? Whatever, which is cool, whatever. But there was a situation where the car that you went to go sell after COVID, the price appreciated of the car. Because obviously, you see how since the car market has gone up in it, so the value of the car itself has gone up.
Less cars on the market.
Exactly.
Can't produce as many.
Exactly. Usually, when you buy a car, brand new or not, automatically it goes down anyways, isn't it? So you're not gonna sell it to make a profit type thing, innit?
Yeah.
But obviously, due to what happened in COVID, whatever, price of it went up in it, and some people that had finances, they were actually great, because let's say if the finance was the equity, there's something called positive and negative equity when you go to car finance, right? Negative equity is essentially you owe more than what the car's worth. So let's say I have a car finance now. Let's say I've made payments in it and I've paid up to, let's say, I paid £5,000 in terms of payments, right? But that car now, the car is worth, let's say, 6K less than what I bought for it. So automatically, I'm already in negative equity, in negative £1,000 equity, you know. So I'm already minus £1,000, right? But what happened post-COVID, the car market went up. So let's say now, I've paid $5,000 for the car now, in terms of the finance, whatever. That car now is worth, let's say, $3,000 more than what I paid. So what I've then done is, or what I can do is, I can give the car back, I can sell the car, and I get paid that positive equity in my pocket. So yeah, that's how credit and the car market interlate. But this is a very, very rare scenario. Like, this has only happened once before, like ever in life, innit?
Yeah.
You know.
It's actually very, very interesting.
Yeah, it is.
But yeah, no, getting, credit for cars, I think it does make sense. You don't want to park all your money into, a money hole, You want to be able to, spend it elsewhere, invest into fixed income assets and whatnot to generate more income, or into your business, which is making you the income to, get the car on finance. So,
do you know, to be honest, I find finance very interesting. And I actually, to be honest, if I had to go with finance or buying, I'll go with finance any day. Reason being, finance on a car, you still have the car you want to drive, and also with that being said, you still got cash flow coming in.
Yeah.
So it all depends on how yourself is structured and how your business is structured as well. Let's say now your business bringing you, let's say it's 10,000 passive every month now. Let's say your car finance is £200, £300. That money is coming out for your car is not going to hurt you. You're not going to see it anyways. But instead of you putting out 30,000, 40,000 for that car, I'd rather pay the 300 every month, because that's the thing. It's all about cash flow. And with me, I believe cash flow is king anyways. Do you get it? Like, I can have £10,000 in debt, but the cash flow is 20,000. I don't care. Do you get it? So that's a positive one as well. And also, if you think financing a car is absurd or bad, you got another thing coming for you, because to finance a £30,000 car in London, you need to earn about 40,000, 50,000 a year. So having the finance is quite in itself is quite a big thing.
Yeah, to give me accepted.
Bro.
Pass credit checks, like.
Exactly. And these are hard checks. These guys go through your whole thing. Like, they go through your bank statements. They have something called open banking as well.
So they connect your finger.
They connect your bank to the system to see, like, bro, what's really good type thing in terms of how much you actually get, how much is left of your money after expenses and all that stuff there. So yeah, I think, as I said, I think a 30 or 40,000 car, you're gonna have to have a salary of 40 to 50K annually. So, and at the same way, if you're on 50, 60K salary annually, you could buy that 40K car. But at the same way, you want to have cash flow coming in, So, yeah, that's also the positive side of finance for me personally still. But as you said, you don't want to park your money in a depreciation asset. You're just losing money, which don't really make sense,
Yeah, I think, you know what? If you're so far gone where, let's say someone has 500K liquid and the car's 25K, then obviously, go ahead. And if you don't want to get finance, you do whatever. At that point, you have enough to even, do you know what I'm saying?
To be honest, it's all personal preference, isn't it? But for me personally, innit, like, I'd rather have cash flow rather than put 40K into it. And if I want to start an asset, I'm probably going to get, 30K back, so I've lost 10,000 on it if I had it for a year or two. Obviously. And the same way, as you said earlier on, like, when you have a car finance, you're paying off the depreciation monthly. Not all in one go type thing, innit? So that's also a bonus as well,
Yeah, so that's the thing. Another form of bad debt, credit card debt. So some people, again, you can use credit cards for good debt and bad debt. Some people use it to, they keep stuff on their balance, keep it month to month, incurring interest. You put anything on a credit card, clothes,
of course.
All that rubbish. But I feel like with credit cards, one good thing that you can use them for in terms of good debt is to build your credit score. You can use it for cash flow purposes. You use it to rack up points. Talk to me about racking up points and what credit cards you like to use.
Credit cards, personally, I use them. I love them. I'm all about the OPM, innit? Other people's money. That's just what it is, innit? Credit cards are just safer in terms of any, fraudulent transactions or things that don't go to plan. Like, your credit, like, remember, the credit card you're using is a bank's money. and try to go against the bank, they will get their money back. Do you get it? So that's even another layer of security in itself, one. And two, obviously, what you said about buying clothes or whatever, personally, each their own type of thing. But me, personally, I'll use my credit card to buy assets. And that asset can produce even 1 or 2% within the time frame I pay back. I'm happy, I don't care. For example, now, I'm doing a challenge with Lux Capital and OPM, right? So what I've done is, I've got a credit card, right? And the credit card, I've maxed it. So, hold on. No, I've maxed it, but hold on a minute. I maxed out our credit card, right? I put it into the system, and I made about 4% back in the space of around 20 days, right? So what I've done is I withdrew the initial capital, and I put it back into the card, and before the billing cycle came, the balance was 0. So I've used the bank's money to make more money and put it back in my account before they even seen I've even maxed it out. Do you get it? So that's another form of opium. It's simple stuff like that.
Little tricks, and I hope you noticed that he paid it back before the billing cycle.
Before the billing cycle. Don't let them bring your statement now and your minus full margin. No, bro. If that goes on your Equifax, you're dead, bro.
Yeah, it will look like this guy's used his whole credit thing in the month. Yeah, and then also with credit cards as well.
Yeah,
you use them to make more money. Obviously, bear in mind, guys. He's not doing this on something new that he's never done before. He did it with his own money first to see if it works. It's proven and tested. It's not like he's risking, he's YOLOing his credit card into a random stock. His AI is tested. He's got very results. Don't take this and start a new hustle and use all your. Please just apply the information to your life and to your circumstance.
And also, can I add, with that being said, now when I've maxed out the credit card, or I've taken the amount I've taken, whatever, I can pay back in full, anyways. So if worst comes to worst, whatever, cool, I just got to rise, 20 bags, 30 bags, cool.
Yeah,
so it's essentially, if you see what's behind Poku, it says take the risk or lose a chance. I'd rather take the risk on taking the bank's 30,000, making 4% of it a month, don't lose a chance of it, As I said, at the end of the day, if it goes wrong or whatever, I'll just pay the 30,000 back anyways. So instead of me putting my money up for it, I put someone else's money there. But if it goes wrong, I just pay my own money. But 9 times out of 10 it doesn't go wrong. So, that's how it works. But obviously, as Poku says, innit, this thing is, I've tried and tested it myself, innit? So don't go full margin on the next little
new hustle or NFT or what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, also, you use your credit cards also. Talk to me about the perks. Like
the perks, all right, cool.
What would you say your favourite credit cards, All right,
cool. So currently, I've got Amexes, innit? Those are my favourite cards. I've got the platinum ones. Let me...
Yes.
You can blur out on the screen.
I blur it.
So I've got those. I think I can see that. But I've got the platinum cards.
Should I tap it?
Yeah, I got that.
Actually, you can see it.
Yeah, cool, perfect. So I've got the platinum cards, right? And this one, essentially, I got a limited spending budget, or spending power to say, innit? So, for example, the main reason I use this card is to run ads. So I run ads for my business, right? And the beauty of it is, there's two beauties of it, right? I have a 56-day period to pay it back, and 2, I get points on it, I earn points. So, if you guys are familiar with Amex, right, the points you use can be converted to vouchers, can be converted to like airline tickets, airline flights, all those. Look, Amex has got all the bells and whistles in terms of whatever you need. Like, even with this card itself, I get access to all the lounges in the world.
Yeah.
So any airport, when we fly out, we just go to the lounge. 2 people, when me and Poku fly out, yeah, cool, bro, let's go to the lounge. It's free, it's on the Amex, So that's one of the benefits. And also we have worldwide insurance. So let's say we go Dubes now, we get a Lambo or whatever. If you crash it, whatever, Amex just pays for it. So, as I said, these are all the perks. And with that being said now, the money I'm using from Amex, I was going to use it myself anyways. So rather than me using my own physical money in my bank account, in my debit account, whatever, I'd rather use the bank's money. So if anything goes wrong in terms of any miscellaneous or whatever, issues with Facebook or whatever, Instagram, they sort it out.
They're liable.
Yeah, exactly, they're liable. But at the end of the day, the money I was going to use to spend, or let's say this month we spent about 3,000 on ads, right? We put 3K in ads, right? I was going to pay that out of my own pocket anyways, but why not use the Amex to pay for it, let the results come in, get the money and the return on the ad spend back, and whatever the ad spend is, you pay it back and keep the profit. And imagine what I was doing that, you're earning points as well to fly around the world for free.
It's a no-brainer.
You know, but as I said, innit, use it. You got to know what you're using it for, innit? Use it at your own convenience, at your own risk type thing, innit? But yeah, that's how I've used it, and it's worked for me by God's grace, innit? So you know,
Yeah,
literally still. So Amex, that's my favorite one personally. But also I've got a NatWest one, innit? So the NatWest one is where I do all my OPM stuff, isn't it? In terms of the
challenge.
Yeah, the challenge. Yeah, so the OPM challenge, right? Where I put some money into my AI. We run it for a month or 20 something days, put the money back in, and that's what we use that for. The reason why I don't use my Amex for that one is because currently my broker don't accept Amex deposits, so that's the only downside of it, you know, because Amex is quite limited in the sense where it's not widely used such as Visa and MasterCard. So that's the only downside I say about Amex, and apart from that, Amex got all the bells and whistles. But yes, my two favorite ones right now, Amex and my NatWest Business Credit.
That's smooth. That's really good.
What about you?
With me, so I'm yet to get Amex. I've been telling AP that's the next one on my list. Therefore, but for me, I started building my credit with my Opco and Tesco. Pretty basic in terms of rewards, but you know, it's just something there just to at least start off building my credit. And just I've had them for quite a few years now, so my credit lines are just getting higher and higher. I think I'm at like 6.2 or 6.9 in terms of credit limit on the combined cards. So yeah, that's it's just great to have there, and it's also in a way you can say I wouldn't say emergency fund, but it's just there. Now I know if I run into a $4,000, for example, my Opco is like a $4,000 limit, 4.2k limit. If I run into a $4,000 at any point, or a $3,000, that's there. I can pay that off
immediately,
and then I can sort that out with a credit card within the 30 days. Yes. So if I have to liquidate any assets or I have to draw money from my business, I've got time to do that. So it's just there. It's financial security.
Exactly. With that being said, financial security, your credit card is like a safety line, a safety buffer.
It's a safety, yeah.
Because obviously, if we might have six figures in assets, whatever, that can't be liquidated.
You don't want to sell it, yeah. Some people want to hodl the crypto, like you don't want to sell that.
You get me? And even if worst comes to worst, if you wanted to sell it, it's going to take about 5 to 7 days anyways. But imagine if something is a needs be, like it needs to be done instantly. You just pay your credit card or whatever, your billing cycle is 30, 50 days, whatever it is. You liquidate some of your assets, you pay off, happy days, that's it. So
do you know what I mean? So it's just great to have that. And I saw somewhere liquidity is king, so if you can access that instantly, it's just great. It's a great tool to have. But again, it's for those who are financially, disciplined. Like, so I have 6k available to me at any point. I can go get the fattest Mac right now if I really wanted to, and then pay it off over 24 months. But that's unwise. That's not financially, literate. So again, it's all dependent on your discipline. I don't even feel like spending 6k on a card. I don't have the urge to, unless, like, for example, I'm using it for assets, like AP was saying earlier. Yeah. But AP, he's using it for assets to generate money for his business and pay it back. But some people, you see his credit cards as free money, and they want to go spend it on liabilities, on expenses, and let it accrue. I don't, I have that discipline not to even do such things. So for me, it's minor. But again, it is all down to the individual. Some people do without credit. They'd rather stay away from it. But I personally believe, it's a double-edged sword, but it can be used to your benefit. And
with that even being said, yeah, see, when we had our mentorship miting the other day, might as well tell him what our mentor told us about what he does with his credit.
With his credit, mortgage.
Yeah.
So even with his credit, so how he uses credit, he uses it for mortgages to get, lots of houses on finance, or not on finance, lots of houses on a mortgage. But what he does, right, he'll use the buy, refurbish, refinance strategy to add value to the home, increase the value, and then one thing about credit, right, there's no taxes on debt. So he'll refinance, let's say it increases in value by, 150k. He'll then take a refinance out of the new value. So it was originally at 150k, it's now doubled in value. He'll now refinance it at the new value and then pull out all the money he used for the refurbishment and plus his original deposit, plus more money. So he's getting an injection of cash, maybe like 70 bags, 70 grand or whatever. And
the beauty of it is these credit cards, he's taking out, they're interest-free for about 36 months. So that's about 12, 20, that's 3 years.
You can do a home refurbishment
in 3 years.
On a balance transfer card, you can do
3 years. So let's even say like shortest amount, let's say 24 months now. They give you £100,000 cash. You invest it. You do whatever you want to refinance or redo up a house, whatever. Do it. If that project brings you about, let's say, 50,000 in the space of 12 months, 16 months, whatever, you take that money out. You pay back the card with the 100K. You got 50K right there, cash.
Yeah, just
is an ultimate no-brainer. But at the end of the day, you need to know what you're doing, innit? As we've said many times, that this is not a thing where you go and put your peas in something you don't know you're doing. Bro, that's the quickest way to die, man. So
literally, seriously.
So don't do that, man. Just make sure you know what you're doing, and you know.
For sure. And another version of credit that can propel you to the next level is margin trading with FX and funded accounts as well. Again, that's one route that I'm taking to take me to the next level, because these companies will give you money to trade. And again, if you're using other people's money to make yourself more money, that it can take you to the next level if they have way more capital than you will ever achieve compared to the time frame that they'll give it to you in.
To be honest, I think OPM is the best asset you can ever have.
For sure.
OPM all day long. Because this is it. You can take that risk and you can be whatever. You can get the result with other people's money.
What was it? Jeff Bezos, he started Amazon with his dad's money, 250K loan. Like all the billionaires, I think the top 10 in the top 10 Forbes, I can probably bet that all the businesses they started was from loans. They needed loans. Like Tesla, I remember they were doing rounds of funding. I remember they were in a tight position financially. They had to get loans to build new cars, to build new factories. Like it's a part of the game. So if the rich are doing it, then why aren't you, type of thing?
And you know what it is as well, yeah. I'll say even all of this OPM stuff is all down to luck. And as I said before, innit, luck is essentially when hard work meets opportunity, right? So now, as Poku said, he's doing his FTMO funded account, whatever. If he gets his FTMO account sorted out, to me that's luck, because he's put in the hard work and the dedication to actually understand and acquire the skill set to actually trade. An opportunity has arisen from, let's say, a funder or him being headhunted by a prop firm saying like, "Raw Banks, I see what you're doing, you're steady, let's put you on." So his hard work and dedication that he's done has now come to fruition with the opportunity that he's gotten. There you go.
Yeah, man. So literally, with the power of debt, power of credit, you can really use it to propel yourself to the next level, man.
No, most definitely.
It's like a buff. It's like a multiplier type of thing.
It is. But I say with that, it's only if you know how to use it type thing. If you don't know how to use it, please stay away from it.
Yeah.
If the two things with credit or debt, right? If you can't use it, or if you don't know how to use it, and if you can't pay it back. That's it. So whatever you're trying to put the debt into, make sure you're proficient at it. Step one. And two, if all goes to worse, you got it covered, innit?
Literally.
You get me? Hence why, even when I use my OPM stuff, I got a 20% margin in terms of 20% switch, so kill switch. So let's say if the account goes over 20%, we just call it a day after whatever. Let's say if the account needs to be 20,000 needs to be paid back, cool, put out your own pocket, pay that 20,000, and that's it. So you've leveraged 100,000, but risk only 20,000 of your own money type thing. And let's say that 100,000 now makes you 10% in that month, you're happy. So.
Yeah, no, definitely.